Do you know, right now, billions of dollars are vanishing from global markets? Stocks are tumbling, currencies are crashing. And what does that mean for investors? They're sprinting toward the safety of gold and the US dollar. So here's the big question. Why do emerging markets always get slammed first and hardest? More importantly, how can you spot this before it actually happens? This all makes sense if you stay with me. In the next few minutes, I'll break down what a risk-off trade really means and why emerging markets take the first punch. Before we move forward, let's rewind. To understand what's happening right now, you need to know how markets move. Basically, they swing between two emotional states. The first is risk-on. This is when investors feel confident about the global economy and cash floods into higher-risk, higher-return assets. Things like growth stocks, emerging markets, high-yield bonds, and commodities. In this phase, investors are chasing big gains, plain and simple. Now, flip to risk-off. That's when fear creeps in, and suddenly, investors stop asking, "How much can I make?" and they start asking, "How much can I lose?" So they retreat into safer assets like the US dollar, government bonds, and gold. This is what we call a flight to safety. But here's where it gets interesting. Not every market drops the same way. Some crash hard, others barely move. So why does the damage almost always start with emerging markets? First, there's the hot money problem. Emerging markets rely heavily on foreign capital. When times are good, money pours in fast. But when trouble shows up, that cash leaves even quicker, like a party clearing out when the music suddenly cuts off. Second, there's the currency depreciation. When investors pull out, they sell local currencies to buy US dollars. This creates a massive chain reaction. Local currencies weaken. Imports get more expensive, inflation shoots up, and the entire economy feels the pressure. And it happens almost immediately. Third, this is the big one, the dollar debt trap. Many emerging markets borrow money in US dollars. When the dollar gets stronger, paying off those debts suddenly becomes more expensive. Not because they borrowed more, but simply because the currency moved against them. That's usually where things start to crack. So the pattern looks like this. Money leaves, the currency weakens, debt pressure builds, and the system starts to unravel. Now, let's fast forward to today, because this exact pattern is playing out right now. Tensions in the Middle East are rising. The Strait of Hormuz, responsible for nearly 1/5 of global oil, could easily become a critical choke point. Any disruption there sends immediate shockwaves through the global markets. Oil prices are now hovering near $100 per barrel. For import-heavy countries, that's brutal. Higher oil prices lead to rising inflation, costlier goods, and slower growth. The market was betting on lower interest rates by 2026. Since inflation is persistent, interest rates remain higher for longer. That keeps the US dollar strong and global liquidity tight. And this combination is brutal for emerging markets. Here's your simple checklist. If the US dollar, gold, and bonds are rising while emerging markets are falling, that's not noise. That's risk off. Now, rewind again, because this part matters. Not all emerging markets collapse the same way. The ones with strong reserves, low debt, and steadier systems, countries like India, Mexico, South Korea, Taiwan, they're usually more resilient. And there's a new factor at play, the AI boom. Tech-driven economies like Taiwan continue to play an important role in global supply chains. So even during risk-off periods, demand for their exports doesn't just disappear. Let's bring it all together. A risk-off trade follows a clear pattern. Fear drives capital to safety, and emerging markets feel the pain first. And right now, in 2026, that's exactly what's happening. Risk-off cycles can feel chaotic, but they aren't random. They follow a rhythm. If you learn to spot these signals early, you don't just dodge losses, you position yourself for the recovery that follows. So here's the question. Do you think this risk-off wave is just getting started or already close to peaking? Drop your view in the comments. If this helped, subscribe for more straight-to-the-point breakdowns, because the next market shift has already started.